Good afternoon. It's Patrick Dwyer and Greg Pool here at Aligned Wealth in Miami. And today we're here to talk about how financial planning can actually make you happier.
Yeah. So I think, one of the misnomers about, wealth planning and financial planning is it's really just about getting to optimized investment program from a return standpoint, risk return standpoint, and then being tax optimized. And these are obviously very important things that we do spend a lot of time on. But when we go through a wealth planning process with someone, we really get to know that person. We're asking a lot of very personal questions that get at their life and what's meaningful. And, it really ties into something that we think about a lot, which is, what drives happiness. And somebody I've followed for a long time and think has a lot of sensible approaches to happiness in life is Arthur Brooks. And, to simplify what he says is, at an analytical level, there are really four things that tend to drive an individual's happiness. The first is family. Having nurturing and close relationships to family is essential for having a strong support network. Friendship, investing in meaningful friendship provides social connections and support. The third, I would say, purpose through work. So we know that. You hear Pat and I talking about how much we like to work, but really having some reason to get up and go do something and something that you feel like is earned success. And the last piece is faith, and some kind of faith, really more in a belief of something bigger than you, whether that's traditional religion, whether that's spirituality, but something that is really linked to overall well-being. So these are four things we think are really important. And we actually find a way to integrate these things into the wealth planning process.
Yeah, it's great that you bring it up. And because I do think it's really important, the drivers of happiness. And it's funny, it's one of the things that I've observed in my career is doing financial planning, helping clients with different things over the years. You actually see the things that drive happiness. And I'm going to bring up one that I bring up to clients all the time. And actually one of my friends brought it up this morning with me on the way to work. And so I would see clients who made a lot of money and they would relocate and they would move into a golf club community and they would join a church and they would be instantly happy because they had all new friends in their golf club community. They loved it. And then I had other clients who would buy a huge house someplace by themselves, not connect to groups, and they would be less happy. I saw this. And when actually my kids were about to leave the house, I was like, I need to learn how to do something. I need to join a golf club. Yeah. And turns out the golf club has created a tremendous amount of happiness for me for relatively small costs. And we talk about this all the time, about how much we love we both belong in the same club. Yeah. I encourage you, I've been encouraging other friends of mine to join a really good gym because I said, not only will you work out, but you'll make friends. Yeah. And my buddy Pete just called me up this morning and he goes, man, I've made 5 great guy friends at the gym. I'm so glad I did this. I'm getting healthy and I'm around people who are positive and so forth. But when we dig into your financial plan, we're going to ask a lot of questions. You might be like, why are you asking these questions? Like, where do your kids live? What do they do? What do they want to do with their lives? What do they want to do? It's because your involvement with your kids, all of those things matter and increase your happiness. And we're trying to direct our clients to do things that are really smart. We don't have all the answers, of course, but we do have this sort of broad experience of kind of watching the game get played by all these people.
Yeah. I mean, I think, a perfect example is something you just went through, right? Buying a place in New York, right? If you were the client, you said, what do you think just on the math of buying the place in New York? It may be hard to get around. We could give you a lot of reasons. It might be a good investment. It may not, but it's in the same building next to your kids, next to your grandkids. It's bringing you a massive amount of joy. I see it and I see the pictures and I hear about it.
I mean, I would say the same thing. We say this to a lot of our younger, really successful tech founders who are building these great businesses and they have kids. And we're like, I was always like, don't buy a vacation home. It's a stupid idea. Well, you know what? My kids, the vacation home that we ultimately did, and I went kicking and screaming, created all these incredible summers for my kids in the mountains and these amazing memories that were a huge part of, keeping our family together, and people come visit us there and everything else. So it turned out to be a good investment too. Yeah. But if it didn't, I would feel really good about it. But you got to think about these things.
The same, I think, just true. A lot of our clients are on the tail end of their career. They've been wildly successful. They've built companies. They've been CEOs, and they're maybe transitioning out, thinking about taking some of their investment means and using that to create new connections. So whether it's investing in companies so they can be on a board or be an advisor, they can actually end up mentoring younger folks in areas where they're expert. this brings them a tremendous amount of joy. Again, aside from the financial benefits, the investment working out or not, it really can make them happier. We see that a lot.
Right. I mean, we have a lot of clients, including you, who invested in some restaurants, and it's not really a money-making expertise. It's a happiness exercise. It's like, hey, I get to go to Sonny's and have a great time. And so there's a lot of things, and we have to help clients. Obviously you got to get the core situation right, but we have to help people think about how their money can support what they want. And also to get comfortable, like doing some of these things that maybe they're not comfortable with. If you're a highly disciplined person, most of our clients are really disciplined. They didn't make a lot of money because they were like loosey-goosey about money. They were really focused on accumulating it, saving it. And when it comes to that point in their life where they have more than they're ever going to spend, you got to kind of help them walk down the ladder of like, it's okay for you to do this. It's okay for you to do that. You're going to be okay. Like you're going to be fine. And there really is, it's important. And so financial planning is a commitment of time. It is a super worthwhile commitment because if you can direct your scarce resources towards things that will drive happiness, not just for you, but for your family, for your community, for the charities you are involved in.
That's right.
And you cannot take the money with you to the next life. It does not go there.
Yeah.
So
it's really true. We would encourage you to go through a wealth planning exercise with us. It's something we love to do because we really like to get to know people. We like to help people. I know most of this industry is selling you financial products that they tell you is the best product. But the truth is, to really go through this process takes time commitment from both sides. But it's a really valuable exercise to go through. It's something where Pat and I end up having a lot of insights about the individual that we wouldn't have had if we didn't spend that time. It can really help you use your wealth for not only investment returns, but also happiness.
Yeah. So thank you very much for listening to us. Please like and subscribe to Aligned Wealth. And if you would like to have a conversation with us, give us a call.
We'd love it.
We'd love to talk to you. Take care.
Thank you.